Good morning from New York. It's a new year, 2024. Let's hope it brings good things. I'd like to thank Big Linux, the Linux creator, channel creators, and many wonderful science videos on YouTube. And yeah, for the great insights from Michio Kaku, Neil deGrasse Tyson, who's branching out in a lot of ways with his good sense. Anyway, I have this little thought to bring today. It's empathetic communication is, it's, oh my, inspiring and visionary, tends toward virtue, democracy, and self-transcendence, something we are led to sacrifice for. Okay. This is a boomer video from a real life, still living boomer. Ah, hmm. I think we have a great uh, and visionary leader in the White House right now, Joe Biden. Why are liberals so reluctant to speak up and say positive things? Being liberal is a great thing. And being conservative at the right moments is also a great thing. But there's nothing wrong with the liberal position that, when it's progressive. Yeah. You want to go forward, you put your automatic transmission in D, not R. So, yes, you need to be political. You need to be an activist. With empathetic communication, that's something you end up doing, and it leads to self-sacrifice, to holding up certain ideals. And what IMC does is that it gives us an understanding about these inspiring ideals and virtues. Where do they come from? Well, they evolved because we are social animals. And You see traces of it, and even in chimpanzees, other life forms, we have it. Empathy in abundance from many perspectives, and the main perspectives are the roots of virtue, creative empathy, art for artfulness, the ability to see the beauty in things and appreciate any situation as one does a movie, because without the drama, there's no meaning. And meaning pushes us forward, inspires us. If it is properly connected to creative, objective, compassionate empathy. All of these things work together. And where do these virtues come from? Well, they begin with the ability to focus, which develops into objectivity, and then social communications becomes objective empathy. It comes from the ability to be at play, which develops in social circumstances to be creative empathy, the power to create play. And it evolves into, well, skipping a beat, the ability to express all of these things related to needs and feelings and their expression and their and the love flow, love meeting need. But the ability to express your dramatic self, your feelings, and so on, that dramatic self meaning your direct experience of life, your struggle, your growth, all of that. Okay. And what does it evolve into? It evolves into compassion. Passion is what helps people feel safe to express their feelings, their intimate truths, and so on. It allows them to express this without a feeling of empathetic compassion. That ability is lessened somewhat. And just a safe circumstance is a you know, that would be what develops into our sense of safety. As well. So that is built up when we take great care of the mother and the baby in the womb, and the child as it grows. So democracy is an essential tendency when we have empathy for one another. And that means you respect the other person. And with creative empathy, you can enjoy their differing perspectives. And in fact, you might even crave those different perspectives. That development is pro-democratic because democracy is freedom of speech. It's freedom to express your opinion, and creative empathy helps us to actually enjoy that. That creativity can be worked on. It can be expanded, and so can objectivity and compassion. We can work on those things and expand them. We can expand those forms of empathy. So what we're talking about here is something that is also self-transcendent. Love transcends just you and your needs. And that's a tendency in our social evolution to grow in safe and expanded trade amongst ourselves. Yeah, that means that kind of self-sacrifice helps us understand that trade is not just something for something in the sense of money or power. It is a kind of love flow, love meeting need. So when you make a trade with someone who cannot give back to you, but in a way that helps them, uh, that is a good kind of trade. And the ability to do that, our government does, for instance, in helping struggling nations. But self-sacrifice, you know, there comes a time because of this visionary view toward progress for humanity that we need to war against and make sacrifices to promote democracy around the world and to promote essential freedoms for human growth. And that's it. I am a little tired, so I hope that I've made a certain amount of sense when I've made this presentation. I think I haven't talked enough about the inspirational element with empathetic communication. Um, we are inspired. It's like people will say, well, you can be inspired to do, bad things. Well, that's because you're lacking objectivity, creativity, and compassion in your understanding and motivation. Um, Defensiveness uh, is a sign of lack of the proper trade and love flow that I've described here. And yes, there are people who can seem inspiring or leading you the wrong way. But the visionary, like Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Gandhi, many other great souls, that that inspiration is very positive. And we are inspired by need. But if it's towards selfish, then it's not toward growth. It's not toward progressive evolution of the human psyche, presence in the world. So the, the healthy mind is inspired by the three forms of empathy that I talk about. So what does that mean? That means, well, the people who are inspired in a bad way um, are sick. You know, so I mean, it's avoid war at all costs. Um, Only when absolutely necessary and in self-defense or defense of basic virtues. Um, yeah, it means that part of the trade that we have is between those who are healthier and those who are not. You know, and those who are not spiritually healthy, uh, empathetically healthy, are a challenge, and meeting such a challenge adds meaning to our lives. And so that is a form of trade and a worthy one. So I believe it was Jesus who mentioned visiting people in prison. Uh, yeah, good idea. You need to, and Jesus also said when he was sitting amongst people who were not so spiritually healthy, that hey, why sit amongst them? Because the healthy don't need a physician. The sick do. And it's a worthy train. It's self-sacrificing, yeah, and self-transcendent. So, when we're talking about transcendence and self-sacrifice, um, what are you sacrificing in that transcendence? And that is your selfishness. And when you do that, you add greater meaning to your life, greater inspiration. I'm not the best to express these great truths that were delivered to me in a mystic experience. Hopefully, I won't be the last. I don't think I will be. There are people out there who get bits and pieces of inner mind communication principles, um, and especially in the healing professions, and that's all good. But inner mind communication, these practice of empathies their and the undoing of helplessness and achieving virtues and so on. Spiritual health. That undoing leads to help. Helps the love flow and the positive trade. And evolves our capacity, increases our capacity uh, in terms of virtue. I'm not well today. I've bravely trudged on this. Um, and some of the things I've said did not flow as I intended. I hope you still understood some of the things I tried to say. The big picture is what I was last trying to say. Putting together all of the pieces, like the parable of the elephant, and the blind, and you put all of the perspectives together, which is what love does. It brings us together. It brings perspectives together, but also creates conflicts, um, growth pains, um, and makes for a better world. Um, yeah, it's when you put all of these helping understandings and practices together, which democracy helps to do. In that dramatic exchange, we do grow, and we see patterns, and those patterns have been discussed in other videos, but you can see patterns that link our individual growth and change with outer social growth and change. I think I'm too tired. I would just like to humbly say that I hope you have a great new year, and that the principles of inner mind communication help you, and the practices will be rewarding for you. I hope I've done some justice to what my intentions were. And perhaps the better part of this video will be in the comments that you make, in which you give your opinions. And as I like to say at the end of my videos, the word namaste, which means all of the wonder, beauty, and the connection to our universe that we all share should be expressed as a greeting, which namaste is, and therefore it is an honoring of that oneness from one person to another, to the world, to all that is. Namaste, and have a good day.